crack out of the egg somewhere in the mountains of Scotland, with your sibling breaking free beside you a few hours later. Your mother is already on the nest with her body covering both of you, and your father lands on the edge with a piece of rabbit hanging from his talons. You need to eat, so you push your head up and stretch toward the food. But your sibling is bigger and gets there first, pulling the meat away before you can reach it. You push back, driving your head under its body and shoving sideways until it steps off the food. You grab what's left and swallow it whole. That's your first meal. A few days pass and your father brings a grouse back to the nest. Your sibling lunges for it immediately, so you drive your body into its side and hold your position long enough to get the first few bites. But then a raven lands on the far edge of the nest and pulls at the leftover scraps. Your mother throws herself at it with her wings spreading wide, driving it back into the air. In the chaos, your sibling stumbles toward the edge of the nest with its feet scrambling against the sticks. It catches the rim and pulls itself back, then walks straight to the food and takes the rest. You're 2 days old, and already the nest is a fight for everything that comes into it. Your sibling is heavier and gets to the food faster, so every meal is a contest you start behind. But you're eating enough to grow, and every day your legs get a little stronger under you. Soon your father will start bringing bigger prey, and when he does, you'll be ready to take your share. You're 3 months old now. Your sibling didn't survive the storm that hit the nest 4 weeks ago. A branch came down across the rim and knocked it over the edge before either of your parents could get back. Now the nest is yours alone, and every piece of food your father brings belongs to you. Your wings have been growing in for weeks, and today you need to use them. You stand on the edge of the nest with the valley dropping away below you and push off. Your wings open and catch the air, but your body drops faster than you expected, so you pump hard and pull yourself onto a rock ledge 20 meters below the nest. Your talons scrape the stone before you stop moving. That's your first landing. Over the next few weeks, you push your flights further each day, crossing from one side of the valley to the other and learning where the air pushes up from the slopes. You watch your parents hunt from above, so you pick a target of your own, a rabbit moving across an open patch of grass below. You fold your wings and drop toward it, but you come in too straight and it cuts sideways at the last second, so you pull up and miss it completely. You land on a rock and watch it disappear into the heather. 2 days later, you find a vole moving along the base of a stone wall. You come in lower this time and at an angle, pinning it to the ground with both feet before it can turn. That's your first real kill. But as you start pulling at it, a red fox walks out from behind the wall and moves toward you. You spread both wings wide over the vole and hold your position until the fox stops, turns, and walks away. You eat alone. You're 8 months old now, and your parents have stopped bringing food to the nest. You need to catch everything yourself, and most days that means missing more than you hit. You spot a mountain hare on an open slope below, and start a long diagonal drop toward it. The hare sees your shadow, cuts hard to the left, and reaches a boulder before you get close enough, so you pull up, circle wide, and wait on a crag above. A few minutes later, it moves out from behind the rock, and this time, you drop from a different angle with the slope behind you so it can't see you coming. You hit it in the open and drive it into the grass with both feet, holding until it stops moving. That's the cleanest hunt you've managed so far. You carry the hare to a flat rock and start eating. Then an older eagle drops from above and lands 3 meters away with its wings still open. It's larger than you, with a wider chest and a scar across one side of its face. It takes a step toward the hare, so you stand over the carcass and spread your wings to make yourself as wide as possible. The older eagle takes another step. You hold your position and don't move back. It stands there for a long moment, then folds its wings and lifts off, circling once before heading back up the valley. You eat the rest of the hare alone, but that eagle came from somewhere inside your range, and it knows this ground as well as you do. At some point it will come back, and next time it might not leave so easily. You're 2 years old now. For the past few weeks, you've been covering the same stretch of moorland every day because the updrafts along the western ridge push prey into the open, and the valley below holds more rabbits and hares than anywhere else in your range. You start returning to it every day, learning the pattern of the wind along each slope and where the prey moves at different times. Then one morning, another eagle is already there. He's a male, slightly older than you, with longer wings and a deeper chest. He circles the same ridge you use and drops toward the same ground you've been hunting. You climb above him and hold your height so he can see you're already there. He circles closer. You hold your line. He climbs toward you, then cuts across your path to make you move. You don't move. The next morning he's back, and this time he drops straight at you. You roll onto your back mid-air and push both sets of talons up toward him. He pulls away at the last second and climbs back up. He tries the same thing 2 more times over the following days, and each time you roll and present your talons until he breaks off. After the 4th time, he stops coming back. The valley is yours now. You know every wind current along the ridge, every trail the rabbits use through the heather, and every rock the hares run toward when you drop on them. You've learned how to use the ground itself as part of the hunt. But winter is coming, the prey will be harder to find, and a long freeze will test everything you've built here. You're 3 years old now. The ground has been frozen for 2 weeks, and most of the rabbits have gone deep into the rock piles where you can't reach them. You've been covering huge distances every day and coming back with nothing, so your body is starting to slow down from the lack of food. Then you spot a red deer calf standing near a frozen stream, separated from the rest of the group by a wide stretch of open ground. It's big, much bigger than anything you've taken before, but you need food badly enough to try. You make your first pass and hit its back with both feet, digging in and pulling before it throws you off and starts running. You circle and come in again, hitting the same spot and riding it for a few seconds before it shakes you loose again. On the third pass, you drive it toward the edge of the stream, and it steps onto the ice with its legs going wide underneath it. It goes down hard and can't get back up, so you land on it and hold until it stops moving. It's the biggest thing you've ever killed, and far more meat than you can eat in one sitting. You feed until you're full, then land nearby to rest. But 3 ravens arrive within minutes and start pulling at the carcass from the other side. You walk back to it and drive them off, spreading your wings and charging until they lift away. A buzzard lands on a rock nearby and watches, waiting for its turn. You chase it off too. You return to the carcass every day for 3 days, driving something away each time until there's nothing left to defend. You're 5 years old now. A female eagle has been appearing along the eastern edge of your territory for the past week, landing on ridges just inside your range and staying long enough for you to see her before moving on. She's larger than you and doesn't move away when you get close, so you start flying near her each day without cutting across her path or pushing into her space. One morning, you pick up a stick in your talons and carry it on a wide loop past the ridge where she's sitting. She watches you go past but doesn't move. You come back the next day with another stick and drop it onto the rock a few meters from where she's sitting. She steps toward it, picks it up in her talons, and carries it to a wide ledge on the cliff face below. You follow her down and land beside her. She places the stick on the ledge and you bring another one, then another. Over the following weeks, you both keep adding to the platform, layering sticks and heather deeper and wider until it's solid enough to hold weight without shifting. She lays 2 eggs, and you both take turns keeping them covered. You spend your days hunting the lower ground and bringing back whatever you can find, dropping it at the edge of the nest for her before going back out. The nest is the center of your range now, and everything else in the valley organizes itself around it. But eggs need time, and until they hatch, the work of keeping this territory safe falls mostly on you. You're 6 years old now. Both eggs hatched 10 days ago, and the 2 chicks take everything you bring back before you've even landed properly. The larger one gets to the food first every time, so you start bringing prey back more often to make sure the smaller one gets enough. One afternoon, while you're out hunting, an eagle you don't recognize drops low over the valley and circles the nest twice. Your partner drives it off the first pass, but it comes back lower the second time, so you climb hard from across the ridge and hit it from above before it can get close to the nest again. You drive it into a steep drop and follow it down until it pulls out and heads away from the valley. You circle the nest twice to check on the chicks, then go back to hunting. Both chicks are growing fast. The larger one has already started standing at the edge of the nest with its wings open, letting the wind push against them, learning how the air works before it's ever left the platform. A few weeks later, it steps off the edge and glides down to a lower ledge with its wings fully open. The smaller one watches it go, then stands at the edge itself. It takes a full day before it jumps, but when it does, it glides further than its sibling did on the first attempt. You watch both of them from the ridge above, still bringing food back every day, but less often now. They're starting to figure it out on their own. You're 14 years old now. You've been working the same thermal above the western ridge all morning, and below you a ptarmigan moves across a bare rock face with nowhere to run. You fold your wings and drop into a full dive, pulling your body tight and letting the slope of the wind add to your speed. The ptarmigan runs for a crack in the rock face, so you pull your wings in tighter and push the angle steeper to cut across its path before it gets there. The rock face comes up faster than you read it. You try to pull your right wing back to turn, but there isn't enough space. Your wing catches the edge of the cliff, and the impact spins your whole body sideways into the rock at full speed. You hit the face hard and drop straight down the slope below, landing in the heather and sliding a short distance before stopping. Your wings stay open. Your talons don't close. The ptarmigan disappears into the crack. Up on the thermal above, another eagle is already circling the valley,